Hey guys, it's me Dave. It's 10/22nd, 2022. 10/22nd, 2022. Anyway, I'm sitting here having a drink. I'm sorry for my video last night. I swore on there. I'm sorry for the. Um, I get upset. You know why I get upset? Because I am being tortured. That's why I get upset on these videos. I show my true feelings sometimes, and I'm sorry for that. Especially if I had a couple drinks, like I'm having tonight. Having a drink tonight, and then I'll be drinking coffee for the rest of the week. So you gotta enjoy yourself every now and then. Alcohol is not the solution, but you know, it's 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 a solution for right now. But anyway, so I don't know if you guys go to these calls or not. I'll just mention it super quick. They had Ray Schumann on there, and they had another lady on there had implants in her forehead and all this stuff, and then Brian Two hopped on the call and stuff, and they totally cut him off and wouldn't let him speak and stuff, and like usual, this the game, you guys. This is the game they play, but it's really interesting to listen to these calls. Yeah, I agree. They do want to keep you listening to these calls all the time and stuff. I don't usually, if I have them on, if I have the call on, I'm usually watching videos on YouTube, you guys. There's van life people I watch all the time. Pet Goose George I watch all the time. Usually watching videos. I'm not even paying attention to what these people are talking about. But I heard them arguing, and then I kind of turned it on. Brian Two was trying to say his point, and Ray Schumann was trying to say his point. Ray Schumann is a lawyer out of California or something, supposedly working for TIs and stuff. And it kind of got a little messy there until Derek muted. You know, you couldn't have a debate. You couldn't have a civil debate about it. It was the moderator muted Brian Two and all this stuff, and nothing got accomplished. And stuff. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna say about that. You go to those calls every once in a while. I'm telling you, man. Brian Two hops on these calls, and all the perps show themselves. They're all perping him on these calls. So if you have any question of who's a perp and stuff on these calls, go to those calls, and if he hops on them, you got everyone and their mother perping him. They don't want him to speak at all. And stuff. Anyway, that's what I say about that. So let's talk about the program. Let's talk about gangstalking. Let's talk about the weapons. Let's talk about all this stuff, right? The weapons have been around for what? What, since the 60s? I was born in 73. I'm 49 years old. I'm going to be 50 in May. So, I'll tell you something. I've been in the program my whole life. I really have. People say that. There's lots of fakey TIs making videos on YouTube, and they go to a website and they what do you call it? They narrate the websites, or they I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but they take information off the website, and they don't seem like they're targeted at all. They're not in pain or anything. Not been in a psych ward or nothing. A lot of fakes out there making videos, giving the information. Some of them get 10,000 views. I don't understand that. I really don't. But, maybe people just don't like my attitude. So, anyway, thank you for watching my videos. But anyway, so this stuff has been around for decades, you guys. These weapons been around since the 50s, the 60s. It's been around for decades. The truth is, the honest truth is that gang stalking has been around for decades. This is nothing new, you guys. This is nothing new. Gang stalking is nothing new. It's just overt now. That's all. That's all it is. It's overt now. Before it was covert. This is nothing new. Gang stalking is nothing new. It's been around for decades. 30 years. Whatever manual they're going by, it's been around for decades. Um, I remember, I'm 49 right now. I look back now on certain situations and I realize that it's part of the program that I was in. You know, I oh, they're putting thoughts in my head right now, so I can't think. Um, I remember being 12 years old, going to the drugstore to buy soda. We had a drugstore up here. You could buy candy, soda, gum, whatever when you're a kid. I knew the people who worked there and all that stuff. And I used to kind of hang out there a little bit. Actually, one of the guys that delivered medications, he'd take me with him sometimes, and he'd tell me little secrets. Oh, you're buying a can of pop for 50 cents. Well, we buy for 25 cents. He'd tell me little secrets like that. And stuff. But anyway, stuff's been around for decades. Gangstalking has been around for decades. You guys, been around for decades. It's been around for decades. Gangstalking. It's just it's overt now instead of covert. I've been in the program my whole life. I really have. I honestly have. I remember being 12 years old, going to buy pop at the drugstore, just right up here, half a block. And when I was a kid, I used to make my rounds all over the place. I was well known around this neighborhood, and so I went in the drugstore and there's this grown ass lady. I'm 12 years old. Remember, I'm 12. Okay, or 12 or 13. There's this grown ass lady with big boobs, wearing Daisy Duke shorts, walking around the store when I'm 13. I was probably 13 years old. 13 years old. Right when I started to discover myself, if you know what I mean. Your hormones are going, you're starting to realize what's going on at 13 years old. So, there's this lady there with big boobs and Daisy Duke shorts. You see her butt cheeks. I'm like, I'm 13 years old. My hormones are roaring. And that was probably them. Is what I'm saying. It was probably them when I'm 13 years old. There's many things like that that's happened throughout my life. When I was in what was I in, 8th or ninth grade. I told you this before. I told you guys this before. When I was in 8th or ninth grade, I had work crew. I had to go to work crew after school for 4 hours. And we'd go clean parks and pick up garbage and stuff like that. I was riding my motorcycle on the street, my mini bike on the street. I got pulled over, I got my mini bike taken away. My mom she wouldn't go get the mini bike, so I lost my mini bike. It was my birthday present, and so I got caught riding my mini bike, and I had work crew after school for I don't know what it was, a few weeks or something. And okay, so there was this kid there one time. He knew everything about me. He knew everything about my brother. He knew everything about my brother's girlfriend. I've never seen this kid a day in my life. And he knew everything about me. He was telling me all this stuff about me. I was in 8th or ninth grade. We're talking 1988, 1989. This stuff's been around for decades, you guys. They've been doing this for decades. This is just now overt. It was covert before. But if you look back on your life, you realize, gosh, I probably been a TI the last 40, 50 years, really, honestly. Now, there's many things that happen. Um, I was working a job. It was in a group home, actually. I was about 25 years old. 25 years ago. 25 years ago. Um, I loved the job. I had a great boss. We were buddies and all this stuff. And he didn't want me to leave, and I left. And it was the biggest mistake of my life. But there was this kid there, this guy there, young kid, like a college kid. And, this could just be coincidental, but I don't think so. He was talking about him and his dad built a Jeep or something. They built an old Jeep or something. And they used hockey pucks. They to mount the seats in the Jeep. They used hockey pucks to mount the seats. Now I didn't start thinking anything about this just until recently. I'm thinking, I wonder if he was a perp, because my brother had a Chevy Nova, 68 Chevy Nova, that he was building. And he used hockey pucks for his seats in the Nova. Is it a coincidence? Is it just a coincidence? Or was this kid perping me? He never did start the job. He just came there, and my boss was like, hey, this guy, he likes vehicles and cars and stuff like that. You relate to good with this guy. He never did start. He kind of did a little orientation, and I never seen him again. I never seen the kid again. I never seen him again. He never did start the job. So this is 25 years ago, and we're talking back in 88, 89, when that kid was perping me. This has been going on for 40 years, you guys. Gangstalking has been around for 40 years. 40 years. Now in a lot of our programs, they like to show us females. They like to show us females in a lot of our programs, Well, if we've been in the program for 20, 30 years, you may not realize it, but they might have been showing you females throughout your life to get reactions on you and stuff like that. Now, me and my brother used to go out and play pool all the time. This was back in 2006. We'd go play pool. I was working 2 jobs at the time and all this stuff. I just bought my Doberman and all this stuff. And he'd come pick me up every night. Every weekend. We'd go play pool with my other brother, and some of his friends. Well, we'd go up the North Shore. I live on Lake Superior, you guys, so up the shore is on Lake Superior. So, sometimes we'd stop at another friend's house, like a half hour away up the shore in the country, Well, one time I stopped and bought a six pack of beer. Sometimes we'd smoke cigars and get a 6-pack of. I would get a 6-pack of beer because he was driving. He wouldn't drink. So I was a passenger, so I would drink a 6-pack and play pool and all this stuff. And so we stopped one time. There was this gorgeous girl. She was gorgeous. I mean, it was summertime, and she pulled in right next to us, and I mean, she had her car door open, and she bent over, showing off everything. I mean, she's wearing these super tight shorts, showing off everything. Is that a coincidence? Is it, or is it part of my program? So, I think it's part of my program personally. I think they have done this stuff my whole life. I really do. They show me pretty girls my whole life. It's just something they do. They show me older women. Well, I'm older now, so 10 years ago, they would show me 40-year-olds, 43-year-olds or whatever. And they'd be wearing tight jeans, tight shirts, and bending over, and all this stuff. Um, Now they will show younger girls in their 30s. Some of them are in their 20s, and they're showing everything. I mean, they got these yoga pants on, and you can see everything, you know, and all stuff. And I think that's for reactions out of me. They've been doing this forever. So gang stalking, showing you pretty women, showing you certain things to get reactions out of you, and all this stuff is not new. It's not new. It's been around. Gang stalking has been around for decades, you guys. This is nothing new. Now it's just overt, and more people are getting gang stalked and stuff like that. But it's nothing new. The government's been doing this to long-term TIs forever. Nothing's new, and stuff. Really, I have been in this program since I was born, or at least 3 years old. I don't know. Dr. Duncan said the system got online at 1976. I was born in 1973. So, you know, what does that mean? Maybe I was a TI when I was 3 years old, or since birth. Really, I have been in this program since birth. I'm not being fake. I'm not trying to get attention. I'm not trying to be a star. I'm not trying to do anything. Really, I have been in this program since I was born. We've had military fathers in our family, and my grandfather was military, and all this stuff, and this used to be a big military town. I got some information about MK Ultra, and Minnesota was a big state for MK Ultra. The University of Minnesota was involved in the MK Ultra program. Maybe some of these smaller universities are involved. When I was in the psych ward, they would have girls from the university there. They would. I was in a fake psych ward, guys. They would have these young girls, 20 years old, 21 years old, showing their stuff off, of course. But they would be a nursing student from one of the private universities in our city, and stuff. It's unbelievable what they will do. But this is nothing new, you guys. This program is nothing new. It's been around for decades. It's been around for 50 years. Gang stalking has been around, forever. I mean, it really has, 30, 40 years. This is nothing new. They show you pretty women. I remember being sick. I had the upstairs bedroom looking out at the park, and I remember being sick and staying home from school, and there would be a beautiful older lady there in a van. I'm 13 years old, you guys. I'm 13. My hormones are roaring right now. You know what I mean? There would be a beautiful older woman there in her 30s or 40s or whatever. And she would be wearing super tight jeans, and she'd be parked over by the laundromat, and she would show her butt off. I mean, she would be in the back of her van, bending over, showing her butt off when I'm 13 years old. Is all this a coincidence? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't think it is. I really don't. These guys have been involved, and they've been watching me forever. They've been able to do this for 50 years, you guys. 50 years or more, 60 years. I think my family's a TI. My sister, my oldest sister's almost 60. I think she's a TI. I know she's a TI. Because some of the things she says doesn't make sense. you know, and stuff. And, you know, my whole family is TIs. Our dogs are TIs, you know. So this stuff is not new. It just went over. That's all. This gang stalking's been around for 50 years. I mean, it's been around forever, you guys. They just do it more now, you know, and it's over. You know, now they have gangs of the gang stalking. You know, it's not just organized stalking. It's not just one perp showing their butt off or whatever. Now it's gangs of gang stalkers or organized stalkers or whatever you want to call it. But it's been around forever, you guys. So that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'll name this video. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this off. I was gonna go up and shave and all this stuff, and I didn't. And not much going on with me. You know, you're watching TV and you're watching commercials or whatever, and they will sit there and molest you. They will sit there and hit your legs or hit your arms or hit your hands and all this stuff, and they're putting thoughts in your head and all this stuff. You know, remember, these guys don't know anything about the technology. I'm not saying I know everything about anything, you know, but these guys don't know anything. They don't know about the supercomputer. They don't know what our programs are called. They don't know anything. They don't know anything. I even suspect that these guys even know that they can tell the difference between our thoughts and the supercomputer thoughts. Sometimes I don't think they can tell even. You know, when I would get V2K, they would put subliminal silent V2K in my mind and stuff, and they would answer the V2K. I'm like, it's not even me saying that, dipshit. You know, and you're sitting here answering the V2K and all this stuff. You know, it's just crazy. Anyway, I'm going to cut this off. And what a night. What a crazy night. Anyway, I'm going to cut this off. So I hope you guys are all doing well. You know, how do we get through this? What do we do? I don't know. You know, there's a lot of false hope out there, and all this stuff. And, you know, Havana syndrome and all this stuff. You know, you know, they still haven't recognized TIs or people that are being hit with this technology and all this stuff. I wrote to people and they just don't recognize it. You know, they ignore me. If I talk about this in a serious manner, they ignore me. They don't even write back to me. You know, so what do we do? How do we stop this? You know, I really don't know, you know, but anyway, so I hope you guys do well, and I'll talk to you guys later.